All right, so we got a pair programming session going on with Bart from the UK, and we're trying to solve this algorithm here through CoderPad. So follow along. We're about halfway through.
Right. In fact, I want actually is, I suppose, if it doesn't equal. So, if the character code does not equal the last character code plus 1. Oh, hang on, are these alpha? Is it all going to be in alphabetical order? Yeah, it is. Right? It's all in order. It's not going backwards.
Right.
Like I see A B C, A B C D, F, etc. B C D, Y Z, X Y Z. Yeah. So it's all going in one direction. So yeah. So if I have item.charactercode at, so I get the ASCII number.
Right.
The character. And then I say if it does not equal the previous ASCII number plus 1, then what do I do?
If it doesn't, then
well, if it
put it in.
The previous 1 plus 1, then we found our missing number, our missing character, right?
I think then you would say something like previous equals previous plus 1, and then you loop through again. Something like that.
Sense to you?
Yeah, it's the for each is confusing still, but I'll try to get used to it. So, okay, so you're writing an if statement in here. Yeah, this makes sense. Except we haven't defined previous yet. I mean, why did you use let here? Oh, why did you use let here?
Oh, sorry. Yeah. So, this is another thing. I don't really have a particularly good reason to give you. So I think that the difference between let and var is that I don't know. Maybe you know this, but let is to do with like it can't be referenced outside of the block it's in or something. And I think that like what I've read people saying is that var is going to kind of be used less and less. So I don't know. Lots of people are just using let instead.
Because let has a bigger or smaller scope?
Smaller scope, but I'm not too sure, to be honest. I just started using it, like, because it does the same, like, for all intents and purposes, something like this is the same as var. So just a while ago, like, basically something I read suggested that people should just start using let instead for this kind of thing, so I did, but it doesn't really make any difference.
Okay, well, alright. So, don't we need to define what previous equals within the loop? So, like, previous should equal, previous should equal, it should equal the first item, right?
Yeah, right. So we'll have to put that like further down, so that I put it outside of I put the initial thing outside of the loop.
Well, right now, the first time it goes through, it's going to be 0. So doesn't it have to be defined up here?
That's true, yeah. Yeah, you're right. But in fact, in that case, what we'll have to do actually is have to be like if item character code does not equal previous plus 1 or 0, something like that, right?
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Because I think 0 won't be, none of the alphabet characters will be 0, so that won't matter.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's a good little trick. I like it.
So, well, hang on. What am I writing in this loop? So, in this, right, if you try to write or
well, how about there should be just a whole separate loop above it, so or a separate if statement, like if previous equals 0, then ignore the rest of this stuff.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Good. Yeah. Do you want to go for that?
Yeah, sure. Maybe something like this. Like, if it doesn't equal 0, then we have to check if it's equal to previous plus 1.
Yeah. Sure.
Okay. So if it does not equal previous plus 1, then we have to insert previous plus 1 into the string or into the array. So we have to push in a value at a certain place.
Do we, looking at the example down the bottom, it looks like we just need to return that character.
Oh yeah, good point.
We also need to account for returning undefined if it's a different situation. Let's deal with that in a minute, though.
We can just do that at the else statement after this. So oh yeah, I guess yeah, we'll figure that out later. Okay, let's just do this for now.
Right. So in this case, shall I go?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. So in this case we just return. What do we return? Item dot
previous plus 1.
Oh yeah, sorry. You're right. And then I've got right, hang on, I need string from character code. So there's another method, string dot from character code, which converts the other way. So I need so I think that's right. Yeah. Okay, so that should hopefully be right.
Well, hold on. I added in something above.
Okay.
Because we still didn't have previous defined as anything. So basically we have it. Shoot. All right. Yeah. One sec. We need to fix something.
Yeah. I see what you mean. So what is it? Yeah, good.
Is that right? Item.chart code at here?
Yeah.
Okay. So this. Yeah. So that should be right. So then the next time it goes through the loop, it's on to the next one.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that should be right. I think.
There's one more thing. We're going to need to add the character code. So we have if previous does not equal 0, if item, then we're going to need here in this we're going to need an else statement as well to add the new value for previous, right?
Well, oh, wait a minute. Oh, I see what you're saying. Well, so you're. The else here would be. Oh, that would be at this. Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah, you need to add in. You need to add. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah. Okay.
Right. So hang on. I feel like we've probably messed up some of our parentheses and curly brackets and stuff here. But
Maybe.
I normally do when I go changing things like this.
I always just put in extra semicolons. Just assume
Oh,
that.
apparently you don't need semicolons after curly brackets, I think.
Yeah, but that just confuses me. Is that because is that always true, or is that true only sometimes?
I think I think after the curly brackets, I think after curly brackets it's always true. But I should probably double check that.
Okay, well, I think it works with them here as well. So
Okay, so should we read this through?
yeah,
From the top?
yeah.
So we've got the array. So we split our array. That's fine. We set initialize previous to 0. Then we're going to loop over the array of the letters. Right. So then if previous does not equal 0, so we've already defined it, then we go into if item and we get the ASCII code. If it does not equal the previous,
the first time it's gonna come through as else, because at the first iteration it will equal 0. So on the first iteration, if previous does not equal 0, well, that's false, so it goes down to else. Now previous equals item.charcode at, so that should mean, and then it console logs. So the first value of previous should be 97. Now it goes through the loop again, and now if previous does not equal 0, that's true. So now it goes into this if statement. Well, we could just say, huh. Okay, I see.
So
okay.
the next one, right? So like
yeah.
you said, 97, and then this one will evaluate B to 98.
Yeah. So this is saying if if 98 is not equal to 98, return this. So now it goes to else. So because the first one is false.
Yeah. Right.
So previous equals item.charcode at. So we reset the value of previous to 98. So now it's 98. It console logs, goes through again. 99 does the same thing, goes through again. So now it should be 100. So previous still does not equal 0. That's true. So now it says if charcode at, which is 101, does not equal previous plus 1, return previous plus 1. And then I don't get this dot from charcode.
So that's because what we've got now is a number, right? Previous plus 1 is going to be 100.
Oh, I see.
We need to return a character, and this is the method for returning it's like it's a string method.
Yeah. String. So you're taking the number and you're turning it back into a letter.
Yeah. It's not. Well, it says. Oh shit! Hang on. No, maybe I'm wrong here. Because that's a number, and this is a string method.
Okay.
Oh, okay. I'm wrong. Right. This is. So it should be the format should be string.from character code at. And then it takes. Oh, I see. So I need to put the number in the parentheses. Right. My bad. So that. Actually,
okay.
That actually. So hang on a second. Let me look at an example here.
Yeah. Sure.
String.from. Oh yeah. Okay. So that's pretty straightforward actually.
Okay.
Okay. So that's
string. What is string?
Good question.
Oh, is it just part of the syntax?
Part of the syntax, yeah. So this I'm looking on, Mozilla Developer Network (MD). Do you use that?
Yeah, sure.
Right. So I guess I can send you the link. What's happened to this course? Discord. Okay, I'll send you the link.
Okay. Okay, well, let's test it. Let's see if it works.
Go on then, press the button.
I think this should pass. Ooh.
Oh dear.
Okay. Unexpected token. Else.
12. So quite often it's the one above, right? Oh, hang on a second. No. Well, I see an egg. Oh no, I don't. Wrong.
Well, we could just hack this right now just by using another if statement here. Yeah, it doesn't like this else statement either.
Yeah, I think it's probably not. I think it was probably okay before. It's actually something different. Like quite often, I tend to find the errors are not. You know, they're quite misleading sometimes.
Okay. What if we just erase these semicolons? Maybe it is the semicolons.
Oh yeah, maybe. Yeah, let's try that. Maybe. Don't know. Right, so normally what I find most of my errors come from is actually just missing parentheses or like unpaired parentheses. So I just go through and double check them.
Yeah.
So I normally start from like the middle and work my way out because otherwise it just fucks with my head. So if we like this else statement, like that's fine. This, I see the problem. This needs to end, I think, because this is an if-else statement. We've got a big if statement, then we've got an if-else, and then we've got, so should there be an extra parenthesis or something there? You see what I mean? So we have this, and this is its own, this is its own thing.
I don't know. Yeah, maybe, but I'm not sure. I thought you could just have them be separated, but
yeah, we need an extra parenthesis. So if we look here, right, this is all like the if and else. This if here and this else are inside this if statement.
Right.
And then this else, we've also got this else inside it as well, but this else should be outside that if statement, and it pairs with the. So this
yeah, makes sense.
Paired with this. So we're missing a parentheses, I think, which is not what the error said
at
all.
Or
so should we try
a parentheses or a curly bracket?
Yeah, sorry, curly bracket.
Yeah. Okay, so I think it would be, well, now we gotta erase one. Okay.
No, let's just run that and see.
Okay, let's see.
Oh,
yeah. Okay.
Let's just try and make it a bit clearer, like that.
Yeah.
That's easier to see, I think, now. And then maybe if we indent this, like that, I hope that's a little clearer, right?
Yeah. How about we just try this? Okay, return. Yeah, for some reason we're not
returning.
Yeah, we're not returning anything.
Oh no, hang on. It's because we're not console.logging, right? If we put
yeah, it could be it.
Should we try that?
Yeah.
Return undefined.
Okay. We got the undefined that we needed.
Right.
what if we just return? What if we get rid of this? Because I don't trust this syntax because I've never used it. But what if we just got rid of that and just tried this?
Yeah.
Still nothing.
Should we try sticking a console.log in here and see if it triggers?
Yeah.
I guess it won't. Oh, so it does. That's weird. So our if statement is triggering as we expect it to, and it's going through, but return isn't. What's wrong? Oh,
Okay.
I know. Okay. Oh, hang on. Where did that 100 come from?
I just console logged it into right above the return.
Oh, okay.
So
it's. I know. I think I know what's going wrong here.
Yeah, it just has to do with the return in the console log.
I think it's maybe to do with. Maybe it's to do. Maybe it's to do with me wanting to use for each.
Okay.
Within this function, and so it's returning then to the scope of the containing function, but it's not returning to the general the global environment.
Okay.
Something like that. So
let's just try using a regular for loop then. Let's see what happens.
Let's do that. Do you want to do it or?
Sure. Yeah. Okay.
You don't need a semicolon after that one.
Okay.
So now we need.
Oh yeah, the parentheses and whatnot.
Exactly, the square brackets. So we're gonna have to use where is it? So wherever we have item, we have instead to use array and then parentheses I or X. Sorry, you used X.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I see another one. There's one here. Okay. Should we try that?
Yeah, I think this looks pretty good. Yeah, give it a shot.
Sweet.
Okay, cool. So it returned 100. We could get rid of these console logs.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we just need to convert that into a letter.
Right, so I'm going to put that one back in. See if it works. Oops. Ah.
Hmm.
Bingo. Right, I'm going to have to go back and look at this. Oh, from character code, my bad.
Nice. Sweet.
Alright, should we try the other ones? The other examples?
Yeah, like, yeah, sure. Yeah, it works. Oh yeah, now we gotta do undefined.
Right.
Well, it comes up with undefined anyways, so we're good.
Perfect. Perfect.
Yeah,
Right.
maybe,
Now,
let's see if this runs in the free code camp.
yeah.
Alright, it works.
Yeah. Sweet.
Nice. Have you already done that? Have you finished all of the free code camp front end challenges?
No, no, I'm not. No, I haven't done any of the intermediate algorithms.
Okay. Well, you want to do one more?
Sure, let's do it, man.
Cool.
Do you have one you want to do, or?
I guess just the next one. Boo hoo.
Cool, let's do it. So check if a value is classified as a Boolean primitive. Return true or false. Boolean primitives are true and false. Boolean objects.
Okay.
I don't really know what a Boolean primitive is as opposed to just... Does it just mean true or false, or what?
Yeah. I think. Yeah, I think it just has to be. Okay, so yeah, it just has to be. Like if you look at the last examples, 39 and 40, that's a string true and a string false. So those are strings, not Boolean values.
Oh, okay, I see. Oh, I see. So the primitive is literally, it is the key word, like it's a special word in JavaScript, true and false, right?
Yeah.
That, okay.
Hmm.
Oh, I see. Oh, that should be fairly straightforward, right?
Yeah.
Well, should it? Or maybe not. So how are we going to return true when it's false? Shit, how do you test for... That's, yeah, no, that's not easy, actually. Because normally any sort of test I would do would be using a Boolean value, right? I would say, you know, if something equals something, if something is true or if something is false. Oh, we just compare it to... What happens if you compare... if you say equals true,
You could just do like something. You could just have it in there. So like if it's boohoo is true. Okay, so I think you could just go like something like if, and then you could say that like return true. Then you could say else. Well, I don't know if this is gonna work, but let's get rid of the else statement. I think this will work.
Have you ever felt that way?
I have.
There we go. I was missing that bool there. Okay, now we can try this.
Oh, so bool is also a keyword, is it?
Yeah, well, no, it's just the value is true, so you don't have to compare it to anything. You just have it. If
Oh,
it
right, I see, yeah,
so
yeah. But
so
then how do you?
because this looks for whether it's so then we'd say else. So I don't know if this is gonna work, but we can try. Okay, so I think we got it. It's pretty simple. Okay, well, actually, no. Now, now we have to say for everything else.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Yeah, I think this will work. Shite.
Yeah, I'm not sure because look, right, your first if statement. I think if you put any value, I think that actually what's happening here is every time it's just triggering your first if statement. Because if you put a positive, if you put like a value in there, it will trigger. So like if we put right, let's not put true, let's just put some other value here and then run it again to see. So if I put in here, I put 1 2 3 and then okay, yeah, well we could do that as well. So like I think now that like that will just run that, and if I change the boohoo to false will not run. If I change it to true, it will also run. If I change it to A, it will also run.
Yeah.
And so on. Because it's just like saying if there is something here which has a truthy value, then it will run. But if we change this to something else, like
I think we have to use this, like the triple equals sign.
triple, right? So maybe triple equals, but I'm not sure. I've never tried that before, like to evaluate a bool itself, right? Because normally you use the Boolean primitives to evaluate whether other things are true or false, are truthy or falsy. But I've never tried to actually evaluate the Boolean primitive itself.
All right. Well, this might work. Check it out. I think
Okay.
think it works.
Okay. Cool. That's right. Oh, sweet, that works.
Cool.
So actually, that's really easy. Then all you need to do is just triple equals. Get
Yeah, I don't know why I didn't think of that earlier. Cool, it runs.
Sweet.
That one was easy. Maybe we should do one more. If you want.
Give me a second.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, one more.
Yeah, let's do one more.
So just the next one, sorted union.
Yeah. Hmm.
So basically, just combine the arrays and remove in the same order and remove.
Well, sort of, but look at this one down here. If it's a single array, you don't remove the brackets. On line 36 on CoderPad, you can see that it should return 5 and 4. So it's pretty straightforward, except for that. We might.
I see. It's because it's a nested array, right?
Yeah, I think it's just because it's a
It's actually a nested array.
Oh, so okay.
Oh, that's
Okay.
pretty weird. So it takes. So when it's a nested array like that, it takes this. It removes the 1 in the first level of nesting, but then it keeps the next level of nesting. Oh, okay. 5, 4, 2. What? That's weird.
I feel like we should just attack this as if that weren't the case at first, and then we can figure that out afterwards.
Well, actually, it probably makes it easier anyway, because otherwise you'd have to dig into like a second level of. You'd have to test to see if there was a nested array and then remove it. With
Right.
This is probably you just treat it as an item.
Yeah, check it out. It doesn't even order them either, so they're just the.
Well, they're just the order that they came in, which means that all you need to do is if you just.
You order the numbers and then you order the arrays, or actually you don't even order the arrays. You just.
You don't need to order anything, right? In fact, all you need to do is just if you just shift it off from the front of the array. So if you shifted the first one off the front of the array, and then you push it onto the end of your new array.
Yeah.
Then you don't need to do any ordering, right? Your ordering is because you just go through it in order.
Yeah. Right.
Okay. So in that case, I guess all we need to do is loop over the array, taking the first item, and pushing it on, we create like a new array, right? So if I
Yeah.
go here, I go let new array equal that, and
Yeah.
then so can you remember that there is a method, I can't remember what it is, for taking the first item in an array?
It's either pop or shift or
Shift. Pop
yeah.
is from the end. I think it might be shift.
Yeah, it's probably shift. I think it's shift.
Right, I'm just gonna go check. Yeah, okay, so MDN says the shift method removes the first element from an array and returns that element.
I'm thinking a nested for loop. So this might not be necessary, but I'm thinking so first it loops over each array. And then there's a second loop that loops over each element within the array. So then it'd be like and then for each, and then within that loop it would look at 1 and then push that to the new array 3, or shift it to the new array 4, or 2, shift it, and then so on. All these numbers get shifted. I think that's a good start.
Yeah, totally. So what you mean to say is you take the argument object, which is like an array-like object, and you loop over that, which is all of it, right?
Yeah.
And then for each of the items, and each of the items in that first level that's the first one there, right? 1, 3, 2. And then for that you have another nested for loop, which is going to loop over that, and you take each of the items and then push them onto the new array.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. Let's attack it. Let's see what happens.
Okay. Do you wanna start setting it up?
Sure. I'll start it. Here.
You're missing a semicolon after the first x equals 0. Oh, and you're missing var or let.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. Let's just console log and see what happens here.
Yeah. Always a good idea. So you can console, yeah.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think. What should I log? Maybe the.
So you can. So have you used the argument object before? It's like a special object.
No, I don't think so.
Right, I'm gonna have to remember. Right, the arguments objects. Right, so I'm again MDN. Arguments
Sorry. What about just something like this? I'm curious if. Yeah. Okay.
Right. So, but what that's doing, because if you look at this, right, we've got 3 arrays, but they're not nested in another array. So, in order to access all 3 arrays and loop over them,
we got to use a nested for loop, right?
No. So first, yes. But we're going to need, like, what I'm saying is, how are you going to reference all 3? At the moment, you reference here on your outer loop, but you're only referencing the first array, right?
I'm thinking using like a nested loop like this.
Yes, but you've got to have something that you can reference with the loop, and what you can reference is the arguments object.
You have to have something you can reference.
Yeah. So at the moment, if you do that, all you're doing is looping over the first. Like if you look at the input here in the unite unique, right?
Mm-hmm.
We have 3 separate arrays.
Right.
It's not 3 nested arrays. It's
Yeah.
3 separate arrays.
Mm-hmm.
So at the moment, so basically the way to do it, as I understand it, is to use the arguments object. Because
Okay.
if these were nested in one array, right? If I put a square bracket there and a square bracket there, oops, square bracket there, then like what you're doing would be
Makes sense. Right. Yeah.
But because they don't exist, we
Yeah.
have to have some way of referencing all 3 arguments. So we can say argument 1, right? I'm gonna so in your top for loop, you want to reference this entire array 1, 3, 2, and then the next time it runs, it's going to reference the second 5, 2, 1, 4, right?
Yeah.
At the moment, all you're going to do is reference the first one.
Yeah.
So the way we can do that is using the arguments object, which is like a special object. Do you want me to send you the link?
I think I can get it.
Just get it anyway, right? So it basically it calls itself an array like object, and basically it is essentially, like for our purposes, it's an array which contains the arguments passed into the function. So it's basically the same as, it's not the same, but for our purposes, the same as if I do this and I put the whole thing inside an array.
Okay.
And we can reference it just by calling I think you just have to write arguments. Argument, yeah, right. It's as simple as that. All you have to do is, I'm just going to go in here and change this arguments x, and then if we run that, yeah. So this is a super cool thing. I only discovered this like a few days ago, that you can actually, if you have multiple arguments going into your function, you can reference them all basically as an array, but it's a little bit different to an array. You have to be careful. But basically, you can use it as an array just by writing arguments. It's really useful.
So is this even needed at this point?
Yes. You're absolutely right, because then that's going to be the next level, right? So with this first for loop, you've got these 3 separate arrays, and now with the next one, you're going to loop over this first array and so on.
Confusing, because you only change the console log. So, I mean.
So what you need to get, right, is, again, right, so if I go into this unite unique down here, right, what we have now is 3 arguments coming into the function. Does that make sense to you?
Well, yeah, but look here. So without this loop, it still outputs exactly what we want.
That's because I put arguments. So if you just put array here, you'll get the first array iterated.
Yeah, makes sense.
Right. So.
But why do we need the second for loop?
So you need it because then you've got to iterate over this array, right? So if you at the moment we're at the top level, and now we need to take out the items within each array.
Oh, okay.
So it's like what we're doing with the first for loop. So first time the first for loop runs, right, it goes in here, and then it's going to select, it's going to go x is 0, so the 0th position. Right, arguments is like one big array containing 3 small arrays, yeah?
Sure. Yeah.
And then so the first time it runs is x equals 0. So it's just going to select the first of those 3 arrays, which is 1, 3, 2. And then it's going to get down to your next for loop here. And then that for loop, y equals 1, so it will go here to 1.
All right. Well, let's run some tests. Why don't you try to push each value to a new array?
Okay.
Yeah, it's not even getting here for some reason. It's not iterating through the second loop.
Right. Why not?
Well, what if uh
Yeah, I don't understand. It's just one of those moments. I don't understand why
Yeah.
it's not going through to that loop.
well, we might not even need it at this point.
Why do you think we don't need it though? Because we need to access each of the
Oh.
values, right?
I see what you-
Unless I'm not understanding the question.
Okay, yeah, we do, but so right now we're just looping through 3 times, and we're console logging all of the arguments of x. Okay, so maybe we should say something like, okay,
Because it looks right to me.
yeah, it does kind of look right.
Oh, hang on. This arguments x dot length.
Yeah, let's see what that does.
Oh shit.
Ooh,
Whoops.
infinite loop.
Oh no. How do I stop it?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, it's because x. Oh, y. This is meant to be y, isn't it?
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
So then if we just push
Each value.
Yeah. So if we just go new array dot push.
I think it's shift.
Oh, is it shift? Right. Yeah. Sorry, you're right. Isn't it?
I don't know if you. I don't know. Yeah, you might not need that.
Right. No, so I need to shift. I need to shift off the front, and then I need to move that onto the new array, right? So I should do new array dot push arguments xy dot shift.
I don't know. I think you had it right at first.
Well, I need to.
Oh yeah, this kind of makes sense.
No, it doesn't. Sorry, I'm wrong. Completely wrong.
Oh.
I'm wrong. So new array dot push arguments xy. Yeah, that's.
Yeah, yeah, or shift.
Yeah. Sorry. No, shift. Oh yeah, shift is moving it. I always get confused with shift and unshift.
Okay, so this isn't gonna work though, because each time it shifts, new array is gonna change.
Oh.
So we should
The array. You're right.
we should make a second new array. Like I don't know. This is how I've dealt with this in the past.
Hang on. But new array, we don't need the. It doesn't matter if new array changes.
Oh, I mean a second arguments. Okay, well let's just see what happens.
No, all we need to do is push. Hang on. What does shift do? Does shift
cuts the first value and then it puts it.
Okay, so we don't actually want we don't want shift, and this would be wrong. This is
Okay.
wrong. We need we just need to take this value, right? We reference the value here, and then we just need to attach it to new array. We don't need to use shift. Shift takes the
Yeah, it takes it away.
Right. So if that was the case, we wouldn't actually need this, right?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe that's what you were saying before. In fact, we wouldn't need that, and we could just
Shift them out one at a time.
Right. Yeah. Right. In that case, yeah. So maybe you're right.
Well, I didn't even think about that. I think that was yeah, but that's a good idea. You could just use one for loop instead and just keep shifting it. But then it just might go to the next one anyways. So let's just try this for now because this seems like we've made some progress. So maybe shift isn't the right one. So maybe we should say new array, or I don't know.
What is it? because push puts it to the end. Oh, push. Yeah, push works. What am I saying? Push will work. Okay. There we go.
Okay. Well, it looks like we. All right. What if we get out of this console log over here? Okay, so this is what we're getting. We're getting this right here, which is definitely progress. Yeah, I guess push is working.
Yeah, it's fine because we're just running through it in order, and then we're pushing that onto the next one.
The last, yeah, right.
So it's fine because it's in order.
Yeah.
Should we see if we could do it using shift? It would be kind of
I think the numbers would be backwards, so let's try it.
Okay. Would they? Oh no, not like that. We would have to. Yeah, that will give us nothing because then we are. So what we could do if we wanted to use shift is we don't need that for loop at all. We would just have here. We would just have what we have arguments. We would just have arguments x dot shift, and then it would be, so here then would also be new array dot push, and then so then if I comment out that and get rid of, oh yeah, nice one, sorry. Does that work? Not really. Wow, that's really far off.
It's getting the 1 and then the 5, and that's it. So, all right, well, let's just stick to what we had before, because I think.
Cool. All right, I'll get rid of this. Okay, let's test that we're good. Yeah, sweet.
Okay, now that we have this, let's try adding in a array to one of these values. Okay, that's what we want.
Exactly, that's fine.
The last thing that we need, though, is that if there are duplicate numbers, we can't have them in there.
Okay.
Crotch pot cooking. Can you tell me what it feels like? Fool, what is hot? I told you again. Were you born on the sun? It's damn hot. You can be a little thing. I saw it so damn hot. I saw one of those little guys in the orange robe burst into flames. It's that hot. You know what I'm talking about. What do you think
So I think there's an array method contains or includes where you can check if an array already has a value.
Yeah.
It's either contains or includes. I can never remember which.
All right, I like it.
Okay, so I'm on MDN again. Array.prototype.includes. The includes method determines whether an array includes a certain element, returning true or false as appropriate. So it gives a simple example. So it's just array dot includes and then the element, whatever, the number in parentheses. So
give it a give it a shot. I'm reading this reduce method right now, and it was suggested, so I'm reading a little bit about it. I haven't used it before.
Okay, cool. I've not used that before either, but I've actually seen lots of people using it. I should probably learn it.
It's kind of confusing. There's a lot of different parts. It's like accumulator, current value, current index. I don't know. It's tricky.
Right. I think that this includes should do it, although it's not working now. Right.
Okay, cool.
So like you see what I'm trying to do, right? So I'm just putting an if statement. I'm saying if not. Hang on. I think I'm using. Is this Python syntax I'm using? Is that why it's not working? How do I do not in JavaScript?
I think you have to write Boolean values. Like you have to say if this is false. So like
Yeah. So that should be right, isn't it? Just using the exclamation mark before. So
yeah,
in this
maybe.
case, yeah, this should be right. So if new array dot includes arguments x, y. So I'm saying if not. So this returns true or false. So if it's like
If it's
so
false.
right. If it's if it's not false.
Ooh.
So in our example, if we had like say 2 ones, it would get to the second one. It would say so new array dot includes, that's true. If not true is false. So then it's not going to run.
Oh yeah, I like it.
But it's not working. I don't know why. Is it too many?
Too many curly braces. Get rid of this
like
one.
that? Are we missing a curly brace at the end? In
We
fact?
might. I don't know.
So if I look at
Yeah,
this,
we are. We are.
Right. Oh.
Okay.
So I don't think it's the curly. It's these error messages are misleading. Probably not curly braces, right? It's something else. So what happens if I? All right, I'm just going to try removing the not operator and just see what happens. Okay, so that's not the problem. I'll put that back in. Oh, I'm missing a I see. I've got it. I'm missing a parenthesis there.
Oh, okay.
There we go.
Ooh. All right. That looks pretty good.
Sweet. So is that going to pass all test cases, do you think? Should we try?
Yeah, let's give it a shot. Actually, we got to use return instead of console log.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, no. We have to assign it to a variable and then at the very end use return.
I think we can just return from within this. The problem last time was when I used for each and it was in a nested function. And so I think it was just returning like from the scope of that nested function to the next function, but not to like the main environment. But in this case, because we're just within for loops, we're not in a function. So I think maybe it doesn't have its own scope. Let's just try returning from within here.
If you return it, return it from within the loop, then it'll just end the program right there. So you have to return it outside. So I think you just do return new array.
Yeah, you're right. Well, it wouldn't end the program, but it would just return lots of small arrays.
I don't know. I think it would just it would return ends the loop. So it just exits.
You're right.
All right, let's see if this works. Ran into a little problem here. It passed half of them.
Right. Should we let's take those examples and bring them over and. All right. So got this one.
Hmm.
One, one, two, 1.5.
Got all the way up to here, and then at 2.1, something happened.
Right, it says cannot read property length of undefined.
It must be yeah, the arguments. I don't know. Maybe this should be. I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, can't read the length of the second loop. What if we just...
Oh, hang on 1 second. Is this... Why is this array? So in the first loop, what are we referencing?
Arguments. Yeah, try that.
Yeah, let's try. I don't really understand why this would happen, but let's try arguments and see what happens. No.
No, yeah. Sorry, I deleted a... it works.
Oh.
I think it works.
Oh, so that's all it was. Maybe. Let's try.
Pass. Nice.
Oh, sweet. Nice. Yeah, sweet pass. Alright, dude. That was
Cool.
good work.
Yeah, I was... got through 3 algorithms there.
Yeah.
Made some good progress.
Yeah, that is good stuff.
But yeah, FreeCodeCamp, or sorry, the pair programming stuff. This is the there's usually some people in here, and I don't know, you can find people to work with on projects. This guy Ron, he's in Amsterdam, so his time is kind of closer to yours.
Oh, right.
Or Holland or something. But he's building an app. It's kind of cool. He's like working with NPM, Node, and he's trying to build a pair programming app. So I don't know.
Sweet.
Yeah, and if you have stuff that you're kind of working on or struggling with, like bring your questions here, and because it's generally easier to solve problems with more minds. So
Yeah, it's good. It's a different experience from doing things on your own. It's cool.
yeah, both are good, but it's definitely nice having this little community. And yeah, if you have anybody else that is coding a lot, bring them in here.
Cool. So like now I have access to the server. I'm on this all the time. It won't expire, right?
Right. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
All right, Bart. Well, I'm gonna work on my wiki app. But yeah, we'll catch up later.
Cool, man. And it was good working with you. Good
Yeah.
luck with you. Yeah.
You too, man. Good luck as well. All right. See ya.
See ya. Bye-bye.